over the next several weeks, I guessed 5, as far as I know, unless I combine some. I'm kind of unpredictable in some ways, but most of the ways I'm predictable. So in the next 5 weeks, we're going to look at what I call distinctives of Crossroads. Distinctives of Crossroads. What do I mean by that? It means that when you come and be a part of our church, there's 5 different areas that you're going to run into over the course of time. And what I mean run into, in other words, we'll talk about them from the pulpit. There'll be the topic of life group discussions. You'll have conversations about it. You'll have testimonies that people share. Somebody asked me, well, is this your values? Well, not really, but we do value these 4 things. Is it our doctrine? Well, not really, but, these things obviously have a doctrine attached to them. But they're really, I call them 5 distinctives of Crossroads. In other words, not that they wouldn't be in other churches that you might attend. They may be just, given different, like a deck of cards. You might be dealt different cards in a certain way, but it's all part of the deck, right? So we're going to be looking at 5 of those, and I'll just give them to you right off. One is the presence of God. We're going to talk about that today. The second is relationship-oriented. We are relationship-oriented as a church, not program-driven, but relationship-oriented. What does that mean? How does that affect you? We are going to talk about freedom. The fact that all of us have baggage that we come into life with. We come into life with baggage. We accumulate baggage along the way. And even in the church, we take on baggage. We need to realize it. We need to divest ourselves and walk in freedom. So that's the third one. The fourth one is that we believe that God has put gifts in people. And sometimes it's worth a discovery of those gifts. And when you discover how God made you, you begin to appreciate yourself and others as you discover how God made them. And so it just makes the body fuller when you recognize the gifts that God's put in people. And then finally, one I'm excited about, again, to revisit is community transformation. We're a church that we believe that God wants to transform our community. And it might be different than how you think.